really just sustain yourself. But beyond that, it should be a fairly even farming lane for both sides. I do have to say, this is kind of a triple melee core situation for Burger Flipper, so when Sem does not have the dragon form, Axe, and if they're not careful about their clump up, Axe just calls 3 melee heroes, and that can end up pretty badly for Burger Flipper, so that's something they have to be really, really conscious about.
Has to be, yeah. So,
I mean, it's 4 melee heroes actually up against an Axe, so if you're chasing someone down, you commit all your heroes to that chase. Tekor comes in, gets a big call with a Blade Mail on, and perhaps a Crimson Guard as well. You are not going to be getting out there safely.
we should be getting into this game very, very soon. See, I'm curious to see how much more effective the sniper could be.
Honestly, I think this game is not too bad for it. Like, Axe Sniper actually does sound like a really obnoxious lane. You know, the Battle Hunger spam, the shrapnel's coming out at some point, and the headshots. You're not gonna have an easy time in that dual lane.
We'll get into it. Game 1 of this best of 2. Flashpoint so far undefeated for the day. See if
for battle.
Clippers can take a game off them. And you know what? If there was a team that could today,
Nice. Nice.
30 seconds to battle. The battle begins.
Not bad at all.
Denied.
Naughty. In the name of Mix, the first assassination is complete. Denied. Precisely.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Our hero died!
Try harder.
It seems a lifetime ago I lost nothing. Snuffed out.
Just what I've been waiting for.
No gold for you.
My thanks.
I trust my
Dire's courier has been killed.
You fought badly, died worse.
Sound strategy.
Come in handy.
Radiant's courier has been killed. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Invisibility.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
No!
I've killed dragons, less deserving of death.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Try harder.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
The seats of thoughts.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Try
Dire's
harder.
top tower has been denied. Bottom tower is under attack.
Some general you turned out to be.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
No money for you.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
You depart this life.
I'll take that.
Radiant's courier has been killed. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Such a bleak death.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Exactly!
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Axe could make another axe, but punching is fun!
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
This will come in handy.
Worthy treat.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Die with honor.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is falling.
This I'll take that.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Be careful, throw
Radiant's
your
middle
lot
tower
in
is
his
under
mind.
attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Dismissed.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I can't hear you.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
How I wish I had this back at Dark Reef.
Great teamwork, you vicious thugs.
Thank you.
Middle is missing.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Double damage!
The jungle has everything Axe desire. Illusion.
And good are linked.
Try harder. What the hell?
Life and death are nothing to waiting.
Target practice.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Try hard.
I'll just set you free.
For my
Radiant's top
coffers.
tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Oh! The jungle has everything Axe desires.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. The shard has fallen to Dire. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, I'm a specialist.
Double damage!
You die. Yet your failure
This makes
lives
it
on.
all worthwhile.
The wretched fools have no idea.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
I'll take that.
Bounty!
Great teamwork. Musician's thumbs.
Radiant's top tower has been denied. Radiant's middle tower is under Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks have fallen.
Know your place.
Middle barracks have fallen. Radiant's middle barracks have fallen. Radiant's top barracks.
Dire team pick.
Ten seconds remaining.
Tegna!
Choose your hero.
All you need for the Faceless Void, and even the TA. So I think they do have the answers in their draft. Flashpoint, they're going to have to play their pace perfectly. They're going to have to land all of those Chronos very early on. And they have to always kind of take out Farnsworth before the Doom comes out.
See how it pans out in this game number 2. So Flashpoint definitely don't want to this final series. Mind you, of course, they have played prior to this, so you could make the argument that perhaps they are a little bit tired, but we'll see. This draft does look very, very different from last time around, so it's almost like they've just gotten serious now.
Yeah,
it's not gonna too much either.
Yeah, I honestly do think that Flippers do have the better draft. I just think when you tie yourself into the Void, you have to really play around that timer. And not just the Void, but the Snapfire ult, the Mars Arena. You have to give Davis space to farm up until he gets his Blink Dezo, and then Davis can start playing forward and give Gachi that space. So there's a lot of shifting around for farm prioritization here. And it's just so weird, like you pick the Void into Doom. I don't know why you would ever do that. That's just not a favorable matchup. From the laning phase and into the team fights, it's just very hard for the Void to maximize his presence there.
Prepare for battle.
Get the game started. See if the outcome's gonna be any different with this kind of draft. Of course, Gachi back on that signature Faceless Void. We've seen him on before, John, and he did put on quite a performance last time.
Yeehaw!
Your name?
Can't underestimate the Baosu jug, though. It'd be quite scary in and of itself.
The only real way I see this Jug's Omni Slash kind of not working out is if, for some reason, you get Semistry decrepping his target. So, as long as they don't get that done, I think it can happen, yeah. I think as long as they avoid that, then Baosu should have himself pretty much lined up to get a lot of good kills. Like, there's just so many ways of bursting all of these heroes down. I think the only real issue you'll have is perhaps the Void if he has Time Walk available and Tekor. You know, he's just naturally tanky. But I think you have the magic damage to deal with that hero anyway.
Tekor just gonna run at the side of Burger Flippers, but they'll run back at him.
The battle begins.
Looks like Xavier's going to take a bit of harassment here on the Nyx assassin, but he'll be okay as well. Poor old Farnsworth will also have to cop the same kind of harassment. I believe it was a 2-for-2 trade on those bounties. So a nice even start this time around.
I last gave thanks.
Yeah, it's not gonna be too hard. I think this dual lane down bot is gonna be harder to pull off, mainly because Game is Hard does have that range advantage, so you can see Xavier being shoved out of lane once more, which will give a little bit more leeway for Gachi to spam out, and level 1 Doom is not amazing, especially if you go Devour first, so Farnsworth not having that presence here.
Galaxy's really harassing Outbound quite well. Especially considering you have 0 armor at level 1 on this dude, so he's already got the Ring of Protection there, just to add a bit of value to that armor, but Galaxy will certainly use it as much as he possibly can. Gaming his hard, Xavier still going at it on the sidelines. Xavier does have very, very nice passive regen, but it is out of tangos now, holding on to those brown boots. Comes in for an impale, though top lane, Tekor ends up losing his life on the Mars, and immediately the tips start flying out again. So, Versus do find a pretty big first blood.
Yeah, it's down to that combination. We've seen this before, the spin and the Inkswell. It's just so potent, and you have to remember, like, Mars at level 1 is not the tankiest thing in the world. Definitely very easy to deal with if you have magic damage, and this dual lane certainly does. So Tekor has to be a bit more cautious here, as that will give B02 a lot to play with.
Farnsworth is having a really rough time up against March's Void. Every time he comes into some CS, he's just being chased down by the Stasis Void, not being given any opportunity. Top lane down to Inkswell was almost there onto Corrosive, but the spear does come out from Tekor to ensure the Rubik is able to walk out of there. And also the mid lane, the one we really haven't talked about, but it is favouring Zenistry for now on the partner, which is to be expected. Zenistry just spamming to Crepify every chance he gets, flying off as many creeps as he possibly can up against Davis and his TA.
Yeah, you do have to dance around that lane quite a fair bit though. Like, once Davis starts last hitting, it can really hurt Pugna. That's something that Sam has to be aware of, is forced to kind of salve up as well. But should still be a better time overall for this Pugna in mid.
Farnsworth again, bot lane being chased down. Archie just hoping for some lucky bashes, but he's not quite getting any. Farnsworth does finally go down. There was a bash at the end.
I just got tired of your shit.
It took him a while. Honestly, it's kind of to be expected, right, with this dude. Like, it just, there's a reason why it's not picked up very often in the off lane. Flashpoint games, they are abusing that.
It's the first 3 levels that Doom really hurts, and it looks like Farnsworth is just kind of setting up to go into the jungle. He does opt to prioritize Devour. So, is just going to dip in, gets a big creep for himself. Lane does have the Swiftness aura, so that he can right-click just a touch better, not too much. But again, this is the right move from Flashpoint, just bullying that Doom as much as possible before it starts being hard to deal with, and usually that's around this point. You know, with level 2 Devour, you do have a little bit more regen to play with, and a little bit more tankiness to really keep yourself in the lane.
It seems a lifetime ago I last gave thanks.
Davis has slowly managed to try and catch up in this mid lane. Only trailing 3 last hits behind.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Zenistry's been very low in terms of HP for quite a while.
Oh, Tekor.
Again, going down, B02 is there, and I believe that was a spin with the Inkswell again. Coming up from Burger for Mounts for another kill. Meanwhile, Gaming's time is scoring quite low, although, no, he does go down to the scorched earth of Farnsworth. Archie was not able to slow him down enough.
Yeah, again, you're at that point with the Doom where he can just really start applying that pressure with whatever creep auras he gets and the additional damage he has with, like, there's still, like, you have the Thunderclap in this case for Farnsworth, although I don't think he extended it, but still a lot of potential there that I think you kind of miss that window where you can kill him off.
They found Tekor again, but they will lose B02 this time around. Still, they may just be satisfied with the fact that this Mars is getting nothing in this off lane. Meanwhile, mid lane, Xavier, or rather Zenistry getting died, but Xavier does come in to try and help out Davis. He didn't have mana for the impale.
That should help.
Xavier had mangoes on the courier, but it wasn't quite there in time. Does manage to save Zenistry though on the Pugna, which is always nice.
Yeah. Gonna have Sem make the long walk back, but he's gonna be able to TP in and start soaking again. Davis does kind of overtake now though with this opportunity, and once you have that level 6 on the TA, of course, it's gonna be easier to go into the jungle. It's gonna be easier to scout out movements from the enemy team, so you do kind of lose out in a window here, a window of opportunity that they didn't really maximize, although Xavier will cause some damage there.
Top lane, once again onto Tekor, Lift will be there, and the spear away on Balsu. Ensuring they can't quite get enough damage to finish off the Mars. Meanwhile, mid, you have hit that level 6 now on the Pugna, so life drain can be very frustrating for the TA. Industry will ensure he uses it to maximum efficiency as bot lane. The game is hard. Gets caught out by the Impel. Now a whole lot from Garchi will jump in. Cookie is there. The game is hard, but doesn't really land on anything. But now a very nice scatter block. Xavier, he's going to be the one in trouble. Looks like Garchi should be able to finish the work off, and he does. It was a long hit, but he does get it in the end.
Yeah, a bit optimistic with that go. They do have some decent damage, but I think you're much better off just trading hits and pulling back, forcing them to stay in lane without regen. Definitely doesn't work out in the end for Burger Flippers, and you do see Flashpoint slowly claw their way back in here. Like, you have a really good farm right now on Gachi. He is top of the last hits board so far, and Farnsworth, despite that little bounce back, isn't really able to apply as much harassment as you'd expect, so you've got to kind of watch out there when you go for this sort of greedier build with Devour rather than the presence you can get with Infernal Blade.
Not yours.
We're gonna watch out as well. Garchi's about to hit that level 6 mark now on the boys. He's gonna have it up a lot earlier than Farnsworth is gonna have his own 6 up.
Has been killed. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Might be a problem. She hit him in the critical too. May just commit the chrono straight away to pick up and do it. May not really have enough damage if game is hard as a level 6, but we'll see what he opts to do. Farnsworth does have a substantial amount of armor now. He has bought some items up. In fact, they'll go on to the Nyx Assassin instead. But despite Carapace already there, they are still getting harassed out as Garchi does avoid the impale. Farnsworth will go for a stun onto the Xavier will not be, however, from the Assassin, and now the chrono immediately being thrown out. They'll have the cookie follow-up. The only problem is now the Grimstroke is around the area, and the instant does come out. Archie doesn't have time more. The cookie will only make things worse. If they do at least if game is hard, Garchi will survive in the end, however. He's close enough to that T1. And meanwhile, Dentistry in the mid lane does die to Corrosive.
Yeah, it's who? Doom? On to Gachi.
Trying to dive, they got the Doom off. Gachi should have no way to survive this. Farnsworth does secure the kill, and now game is hard. He
oh no.
Oh, I don't know how you survive this one. They've got to take me more in now. In fact, they're putting 2 more, 3 more. The whole team's coming. Alright, why not? They will find at least the Grimstroke, and they find Farnsworth as well.
Top towers.
He is running relatively quickly with the Scorched Earth and Phase Boots, and he may actually just walk away from all of this. But he does.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, but at least they find a punishment with that 1 kill on the Grimstroke. Still, this does free up the sidelines, although Bowsu getting bashed way too many times up here top.
Yeah, he is.
Oh no.
He's getting ward that's really helping him out quite a lot. With that level 1 time walk on Garchi, he can't really just spam it and keep going onto this job. So Bowsu will survive, and he still gets so much value out of that healing water as it is still running. Mid lane, however, Tekor, Drainer of Blood is going to be down to Dentistry, who can't quite find the kill onto Corrosive, and now game is hard, albeit that it's killed the kill on the Snapfire.
It's too damn late.
Xavier really can't do much to help. In fact, Xavier's only been left at level 4 in this Nyx Assassin, which is really tough time for him. Like when you look at the position 5 game is hard Snapfire, he's sitting at level 6 now. So never great news when your pawn score has to suffer like this.
Yeah. For Xavier, I think he kind of struggled in that laning phase. Of course, he did have to give some space towards that Doom. So really, he did have to get a bit shafted. Even Inig having a better time. You can't really expect your Nyx to do much without that level 6. So it has been a slower pace for Xavier in that sense. But they do clear out that mid-tier 1. One of the strong points of that Pugna, of course, just the Nether Blast spam eventually whittles it down. So a little bit more control going the way of Burger Flippers and a nice amount of gold going their way. They do have to watch out though, Flashpoint does have a chrono up on Gotchi, and if they're not careful, Bowsu's going to be a very easy target for it.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Okay.
It's going to be down for Grimstroke, and they do get a very easy kill. Zenistry trying to rotate down. He wants to try and clean up that T1 tower before they head out, and it is almost dead.
Radiant's bottom tower
More than much to do it, but the Siege Tricks will take care of it. Though Gachi, where is Gachi in fact? Oh wait, it does go down. Balsu ends up getting the kill, although Balsu loses his own life now. Alright, so both Pog ones just dying.
Yeah, like earlier on as well, you saw how Bowsu did use his chrono to no real effect, and that's really one of the things that you have to watch out. You want the chronos to pay off. He tries to go for man fight against that kill, and in the end, Bowsu's still gonna be happy. He finishes up his Mask of Madness. He's pretty much set to either farm like a madman on the Jug or try to fight very early on with the Omni Slash, and it's just gonna be trouble all around for Flashpoint if they're not ready for that.
We did just not group now on Flashpoint top lane. Gachi doesn't really have the chrono, so it's not like you're really grouping up to use that. Not to mention Balsu still has his own Omni Slash, so it's a bit of a dangerous predicament. The Burger Flippers looks like they just want to try and secure that top tier 1 tower. Hasn't moved them for a while now.
is under attack.
In fact, the whole team TP's down. Now the Grimstroke will also get caught out, taken with a double kill on the Mars. And they want more. Farnsworth, he gets hit by a trap from the TA. Looks like they will eventually maybe catch up to it. They might need another trap. That Scorched Earth will give him enough movement speed to get out of range.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate for Burger Flippers. You saw that Farnsworth was trying to go in for the Doom, but just couldn't with the arena drop from Flashpoint. They did have the Soulbind off if they managed to got that, but a little bit better.
Gachi just baits up the Omni Slash top lane, although now he gets impowered up by Xavier. The Omni Slash has been wasted by Balsu.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Awkward predicament where he had to commit it though, because Chrono was also available for Gachi. Still Burger Flippers really able to take that top T1 tower, so not all is bad. Xavier going to try and scout behind him. There's going to be plenty for him to be worried about up there. Still Cookie will start him up. Scatter Blast. Intel going to be down the board. They could burst him down in time, so he will get the time walk off. Now gaining time going for a mortal assistance, but that is cancelled with Blood Crush. He'll beat the target. It could be really bad as they do find one in the form of that Snapfire. But now it's huge arena coming up from the circle. So they will lose Vegas on the TA. A nice steal, by the way, from Corrosive, just taking that Doom off the Doom. But it doesn't really pan out in anything.
Forever.
And ultimately, Burger Flippers still do come out on top.
Yeah, they get the favorable trade there. It does give them the slight network advantage now. The great thing about this is that, again, they can get a push going really quick with Sem. So he just comes in, he drops the Nether Blast. You have Bowser with right clicks as well. They should be able to get some decent damage out into this tier 2, although now they force out the fortify, that's enough. One thing for Flashpoint to kind of think about is like they commit a lot and trying to just kill off Xavier that they didn't have too much left in the tank afterwards. Their spacing was a bit rough as well. They didn't expend the chrono, so Gachi does still have that option available for him in the next fight. They really need to play around that ultimate now. They need to catch even just one hero out, burst them down completely, get kills that way, solves that momentum. Otherwise, Burger Flippers are going to be finding more off the map. If they don't win, if they don't lose out a fight, then they can push out a tower. They do have better control on the map, better vision. They're playing much more far forward, whereas Flashpoint are kind of clumped up, forced to share the same space together.
Again, we see them at the top lane. They should now be able to secure that top tier 1 tower, but 16.5 minutes in, I'm not sure what the worth of that tower is anymore. They just kind of have to take it. Meanwhile, Burger Flippers, they will set up for that bottom tier 2. And with a Pugna, it shouldn't be too much work taking that out. Hopefully we get started on the 3-way at the same time. I think what you can really hope to do here is just try and fortify if you really want to delay things, but
they already used it earlier on.
Yeah, they're not going to do much there. They're going to try and push them into T1.
Dyer's middle tower.
Doesn't force the defense out from Burger Flippers. They've drawn a line out and they have smoked up. They can allow that T1 to go down. Maybe they won't. They do give it up from now.
Oh, Davis doesn't blink out.
Now the does catch Silver. And they get both the partner and the mix attack from the side of Burger Flippers, but now the Omni just good bounces. He gets the Snapfire. Still they will lose Temple as well. And you know what? They committed everything, but it doesn't matter. Davis will also lose his life, and that'll be a 4-for-2 trade.
Man, that all came from the back of Davis missing that blink. He was right at the edge instead of on the river. That gave Xavier the opportunity to get the stun out. I don't think he expected himself to be short in that blink, and it cost him. Like everything thrown out, as you mentioned, just not. You got the double doom off as well. The only survivor was Gachi, but now you have a Void with no chrono left to defend. You don't really have options here.
An afternoon rest.
Now the T2 tower.
Oh no. Tekor.
Yeah, Tekor might be too far forward. Bouncer will be able to get, in fact, Farnsworth is the one to pick up the kill. They do at least get Farnsworth from the Doom Crow, so he'll be the one to pick that up, and now Davis also finds Bouncer. So they do overextend quite a bit, and now maybe even this crypto in fact they do get it. Chemistry trying to take down Davis on the TA, but there is plenty of help around the area. Burger Flippers going way too far. And they're still trying, but now the lift is going to be on Chemistry. Davis does pick up Xavier, and it's going to be a full team wipe.
Oh man, just it looked good when they found Tekor, but they definitely overstayed their welcome. Punished hard. A full team wipe going away of Flashpoint, and that is a pretty good gold swing as well, and that should allow them to finally finish this mid-tier 1. You know, Burger Flippers, despite winning out there, I think they've bled out a lot of that lead. We've got to be careful about giving Flashpoint the opportunity to bounce back like that. Like, this is a team that will take every single inch you give them and try to take a mile. So, you know, you gotta be a little bit more cautious. You do see some key items coming out now. Corrosive, especially with that Aether Lens now, should have an easier time getting the spell steals off and the telekinesis off as well. So his setup is going to be much easier to pull off. And Burger Flippers, I think they've got to reel it back a bit. They're gonna have Doom up fairly soon. They could try to force a fight out if they wanted to. All the ults up and running. They can certainly try, although Tekor.
Yeah, Raider of Blood, he's got 2 in there. My friend is going to keep him up. Now, Coleman coming out.
Oh no.
So Davis does clean up at least the Grimstroke in the back lines, but Farnsworth is still moving forward. Crozer did take life drain, which is actually allowing his corpse to stay alive, but eventually Farnsworth does find the void. Now, well, they try to go after Crozer, but it won't be too good doing that. Bouncer still going to turn around now, trying to go after Davis, but Davis is doing so much damage with that death throw. He goes for the Omni, it does bounce back away if Davis can tackle, but it's not going to be enough. Bouncer, he needs more help. He does manage to find Tentacle. He keeps bouncing. Now he's lost his own life. And eventually Bouncer does go down to Davis. Farnsworth, the only man left trying to fight back. Davis, I don't know if he can keep fighting here on the TA. He is pretty darn low. He does have refraction. Oh, he turns around now, Davis. He's overextended. But still, you know, you still call that a pretty good team fight. From the side of the Radiant.
Yeah, they do manage to... No, actually, I think that's ended up better for Burger Flippers. They found a bigger chorus, although they will find Xavier in the end, and they do have Vendetta on Corrosive, so they have some way of scouting out now, but I think Burger Flippers are still kind of happy about that. Although, again, they trade a bit evenly. They still maintain that slight 1k advantage, but you are starting to see Flashpoint get the tools they need to get these fights. Like, Ligachi finishes up his Diffusal off the back of that. He still has the Chrono up, and Burger Flippers does not have the Doom or the Omni Slash, so they're not going to be able to fight within the next minute. Flashpoint are just going to try to go for the Roche. This is going to be a slow one without Davis around. They're going to have to wait for that TA, but once the TA is there, it should be a much faster process, although you have to be cautious about Flippers going into fight. But again, without the Doom, without the Omni, probably going to be a very hard fight for them to take.
They're taking Photon fairly easily. It's not the fastest Roshan, but Burger Flippers might be able to defend the rules. Just let it go down. Davis picks up the Aegis. He gets the skin off, and with the light frame, he does survive. Now the Pokemon again coming out on the void and on the bomb. They do get charged, and this looks pretty far back to Flashpoint. The Davis is starting to get pretty low. It looks like he should die. In fact, no. In fact, yes. The Aegis does go down. The buyback is also there from Garchi. He still has the Chrono, but as soon as they see that that buyback, they get the hell out. They don't want to be part of this.
Yeah, it's going to be harder to fight into this one. They already expended the Doom. They do still have the Omni Slash, so they can get damage out in Baosu, but without that Doom, it's going to be very hard to get the control. You have to bait out that Chrono.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Bouncing in a show himself. Daring the side of Flash to go in, and they are going in. There's the Chrono right into it as well. Do they have enough damage for this Johnson? They don't have enough damage. No. He has the Omni. He'll bounce back around. Should have sacrificed, however, not going to really help out. But they have found Davis. They have found Tenkor. Symmetry is taking a neutral item while this fight's going on. And game is hard, has been left behind. It's not fire. She will also go down. He is bouncing. He has the damage. He does with that final crit. Farnsworth is still chasing. Archie down. Farnsworth, you may have gone a bit too far. You'll be okay.
It's just a topsy-turvy fight for Flashpoint. Like, you saw a very big 3-man Chrono from Gachi, but they didn't have enough spread out. He was changing targets a lot until he decided to commit. And that just gave enough time that he couldn't maximize it. The damage is certainly lacking, and Burger Flippers does get to push in really fast. It's a Jug, it's a Pugna. Your objectives are not going to hold up, and, you know, looking at Baosu, he has not really progressed beyond that SNY, but once he has that Patcher up, you're going to have additional control on the Jug, a lot more value in that Omni Slash, and they do manage to just take one objective. Maybe they go for that tier 2 top. They are going to have Doom up in 10 seconds, so the timings are lining up for Burger Flippers. They're going to have the potential for the double Doom once more.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
to smoke up. Omni Slash is not available, but they just don't seem to mind. They have the double doom.
Huh?
Optimized Echo, it's been a living hope for the car already. They do jump in with the ink swap from Farnsworth. Still nice intel coming out from Corrosive on the Rubik spot. Echo will die in the Nether Ward. Now they have their sights set on Garchi. Farnsworth shouldn't be able to take it all the way there in time, but nice guess attempt. Garchi, however, just going to be able to time walk away. But now that'll set them up for this top tier 2 tower. And Berg is going to continue to be able to grab that fairly easily.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
That's all outer towers gone now from Flashpoint, so map control completely gone. They're gonna have a much harder time trying to find that farm they need. And they really do need it. Like, Gachi's still not in a very good spot in terms of farm with the Void. He is behind even Tekor's farm. That's really not where you want this Faceless Void to be at. This is playing into the issues he has with his Chronospheres. Not being able to find that burst. And you really need this guy farmed up, right? You're depending on these Chronospheres to set the pace for you. It's just not happening, and somehow you need to protect him in terms of farming up, but he just can't go out. Tekor is the one to take that shooty up.
Your place.
Tekor will lose his many health as well, so he can't even finish his with a Defiance off on Mars. It's just been a very, very hard game for him. Flashpoint now. Smoke. No, they still have that chrono, they still want to make use of it, but they are across the map from the side of Burger Clippers. And even if they didn't want to fight right now, Bouncer, he's got a double damage rune active, he's got Omni Slash, they've still got double doom. Still a very, very dangerous predicament to put yourself in if you are side of Flashpoint.
Yeah, it's real risky to try to go for that. I think maybe if you just chrono one target and then pull back, but Burger Flippers are not split up enough for you to get that movement out, so there's just not much room to breathe here for Flashpoint. Just group up, farm together, and hope that you can hold out in the high ground. Now, they are pretty darn strong, that high ground. Mars, Arena, Mortimer Kisses, and Chronosphere are all pretty darn good in those tight spots, so Burger Flippers have to really be careful in sieging. This time to farm up has given them the Basher on Baosu, saving up for the Abyssal next, and once that's up and running, it's going to be hard to deal with that jug.
Should be. Burger Flippers, they have smoked. As 3, Xavier's there in his little vendetta. Also going to go mid. Tekor has had to take the brunt of these ganks and may have to take another. Xavier gets a couple of minutes, then he does jump in. If he takes it, he does anywhere as well, but now you've got the Stormlight and the Doom. He does finally come out. They got the game, they got the Rubik this time. You haven't got the point, he's sort of a little bit worried. The Garchi shows him something out, he comes in. And Balance's bashes straight off the bat with that basher. Now Zenitry also dies, Farnsworth and stunned out onto the Sapphire. Oh, this game is really starting to fall apart. The Flash. He was just very, very unlucky with that flash onto the Void as well. He had no time to get the chrono off.
Yeah, just unfortunate all around and corrosive.
That'll be a dieback on the Rubik. That'll be at least one P3 tower going down. They may as well just stick around for the rats.
Yeah, it's nothing to stop them. I mean, the chrono is still going to be up when you respawn with Baosu, with Gachi, so that's something to worry about, I suppose, but not going to be fast enough. This is a very fast take here from Burger Flippers.
Yeah, they should be able to find secondary. At least it's P3. But without that buyback from Corrosive, like, they must be feeling pretty darn confident right now.
Yeah.
They might just have to just wait out the Doom and try to do back up before they do anything too crazy. Yeah. They're not going to risk anything. They know the chrono is still up.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
Nothing is guaranteed yet.
Yeah, this does allow them to get some more items up, though. You see the Dagon 2 now up on Sem, so You've got that burst, and it is kind of beautiful to see that when the soul binds up, you know. The burst there, the life drain on 2 targets, along with the double doom. It's been a while since we've seen all that synergy with the Grimstroke, and I have to say, it's pretty fun to see again.
John, what about support sniper?
No. You've got the Abyssal up on Jug as well. Like, so you've got that potential for just having Baozu jump around with the double Abyssal to start the fight with. It's all just coming together here.
A very, very tough game for Flashpoint. Look over to Gachi, and you know, the last time we saw his Void, it was really, really well played, but this time he is. Oh, look at that net worth, 8.7.
It's abysmal. It's terrible. There's no two ways about it. It's terrible for a Void. You don't want to be in this situation. Like, there's no way to sugarcoat it. It's just rough. He needs to get the Chrono off into these key targets, but they just can't. And now it's Burger Flipper's turn to kind of just take the free rush. There's no control from Flashpoint. They're in the right spot, but they're not going far enough. Seth just sucking away. How often do you see a full channel of life drain? It's kind of hilarious. It is. And there's a double damage rune as well. Look at that.
Oh,
Baozu. There you go.
Yeah, they've got everything up as well. They've got the Omni, they've got the double doom up.
Oh man, that Mindbreaker as well in Baozu. Just
good.
You can't even counterplay the Omni Slash anymore.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice coming up from Baozu. On to the top racks again. Of course, the bot lane is exposed as well. Like, there's a T3 tower there, but there's no tier 2 tower to protect, so if Burger Flippers felt like it, they could try to force the Megas right here, right now, and really put a stamp on this series. There's a lot of sideway damage coming out from Davis. Baozu will pop the healing ward, and it looks like they'll just wait it out a little bit. Maybe they found Corrosive. The panel will be there from Xavier, now Father will pull off some. No help coming in back, and I'll be fast straight in the back. Oh my, is there a goose coming out? Not quite yet, but you know what's now the Chrono! Gachi, he found a 3-man Chrono! It's on these lines demonstrating. Farnsworth still holding on to that dude, not using it as of yet. He's playing around with his voice. He doesn't even need it.
Oh man.
Easy. When they call GG, they've had enough of this game. And Burger Flippers pull off a 2-0 victory.
Yeah, that would have been a substantial amount for anyone that was on Picklebit right then. The odds were